So while we do our makeup, let's chat. So I'm really trying to see if I can. I'm going to the Kingston Kitchen Food Festival. You guys already know. So I decided to, even though it's hot, it's currently like 1:24. I think I'm running behind schedule. Like I had greater plans to like leave at 2, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So we're staying over night because like I think it's gonna run late, and I really want to experience the whole thing. I don't want to like leave and know that I have to drive back to Mandeville in the night. So Emma and I, we're gonna stay over at a hotel. Yeah, so I'm trying to get my makeup situated now, and of course I'm using the elf Power Grip Primer. Everybody always said this one is like the milk. Yeah, it's in the milk dupe or something like that, so they say. I comb my hair myself. I did a little ponytail on myself. So yeah, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. So what's been going on? I think I shared a little bit in my last vlog. I was talking about like just the overall challenges of like being an employer and like running a business. I think like running a business is not really thing, but let's talk about it. It's challenging out here in these streets. I'm using the NARS foundation. When my husband and I, we decided to start this business, like I was working at this government institution, and so which was pretty nice at the time when I was working there and everything. And then we came up with this idea and we decided that hey, we're gonna start it. Testimonies, I have so many good things that has happened in my life where I'm like, wow, I see God working, I see God moving, and this was one of them. So I've always wanted like 2 things. I've always wanted to work in a government establishment, and I've always wanted to be a business owner, because I'm saying like, yeah man, make more rich, more have money. And I think like business people have money. Once you find out a good business and you start it and you say yeah, this is such a good business, so yeah man, we definitely gonna make some money. Yeah, so growing up, that's what I thought, right? Boo-hoo foolishness, because like when you really check the levels, like yeah, there's so much layers to it. I feel like this foundation is still so much darker than my skin, but I'm gonna use my concealer and stuff just to lighten it up and thing, so don't worry about that. Let me just spray this because I really want my makeup to like set. So let me just spray this. Yeah, right now my skin look orange, but we're going to see if we can actually make it work. So surviving through COVID, you know, I remember when we changed location, from when we started, we basically changed location right before COVID. So like COVID hit like the March and we moved like the November. So that was like kind of like a crap. Like, what did we just do? Like, are we gonna survive these couple of years? That there's a possibility that like COVID is going to be very much active, alive and well. So right, so we survived through COVID and everything, praise be to God. Now we're going strong. And like I think one of the roughest things about like being a business owner is like just having to deal with employees, and that's the biggest challenge I think, like not only me but a lot of people have. Like, it's hard to find people who are literally gonna nurture the business or care about it as much as you do. And also, like, I can totally understand in the aspect of like when you basically work in a minimum wage job, and it's very difficult to like maneuver your life and, you know, the life that you see that you want for yourself and stuff. So like getting paid for, you know, it really no pencil out. And so that challenge of it all, of like, you know, making ends meet and something, you might find that staff are not like as motivated and so on and so forth. And so you find that you might have like a very high staff turnover when, like, basically, like I say, the job is minimum wage. Like, yeah. So having to deal with staff and like in entirety, like the different personality, like them not caring about your business as much as how you care for it, like providing absolute trash customer service. And I'm one of those people who, like, at poor customer service is where I lose my cool. I'm not okay with it. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I think that, like, if you're gonna get a job, and no matter what type of job it is, even if it's not paying you what you really wanted to pay you and so on and so forth, I believe in integrity, I believe in loyalty, and I believe in morals. And I feel like a lot of people compromise on those things, like compromise on those things because, oh, they feel like they're not getting enough money, and so they'll steal, they'll give poor customer service. You're just not put out the effort that you want them to put in and stuff. And so it can be a lot, like it can be really, really frustrating having to deal with all of that, you know what I mean? And so for the last couple of weeks, I've been so stressed out because of like employees and having to rehire, do interviews, you know, people stay with you for a little while and then they leave, and so on and so forth. And then, you know, and then having to talk to them like what they're not doing right, or even you talk to them like what they're doing right, what they're not doing right, what you want them to work on, and so on and so forth. And so, like I say, it's hard to find people who is gonna stick with you and work with you and care about your thing the way how you care about it. And so business is concerned, and sometimes it can be very discouraging. No matter how successful the business is, like that aspect can be a lot discouraging, because you're like, yo, do I really want to do this? Even if the money is making money or whatever, do I really want to continue this? Because I'm one of those people who is like, yo, I'll give up anything for my peace of mind. Like, it don't matter what it is. Like, I'll give it up in a heartbeat for just my peace of mind, like just to not be stressed and overwhelmed and whatever it is. And that's how I am personally. Yeah, I really, really take it seriously. Like, I don't play in that regard at all. You know, you just hope that you just want to find those people who ride for you and who interested in growing, you know, like they'll grow with you, they'll grow in their personal life. And I remember when I asked God, like, hey God, can you work out something that I become like this business owner, somebody who can provide jobs for people, somebody who is like caring. I don't want to be a bitchy boss. I remember working for quite a few companies before this, and like I've always encountered like bosses that are absolutely like unapproachable. They're so rude. Lulu, what's wrong, mama? Like, absolutely unapproachable and so on. I always vow that I don't want to be that person. But I also find that with business, like, my husband gets a different respect than what I get. And especially if you are the person who legit like call the shots and stuff, like you're the person who has to speak to them. You're basically the manager, HR, the owner, and everything in between. You find that, like, I find that my husband, being a man, gets a different respect than I do as a woman. I don't know why. It's like, just generally, women are so competitive. They are so like disrespectful, but they are more like respectful and so on when it comes down to a man, you know. And I think it's like it has a lot to do with like some sexist behavior where men get the respect and women not so much. And so that's one of those things that you also have to deal with, you know. I don't know if I'm the only one who legit made this like observation when it comes down to people. Lulu, come. So I genuinely feel like there are so many men who legit don't like women. And hear me out. Like, yes, they like women in the sense where, yeah, they like women to be with women, to be intimate with women, and so on and so forth. But like at the core of who women are, like some of them definitely don't like women. And here's what I believe and here's what I feel. I feel like, say, like if you are with your partner and like you expect or you prefer to be everywhere else except with your partner, I feel like you don't like your partner. Personally, that's my view on it. Yeah, you can go fight somebody else about it, but don't fight me in the comments, or otherwise you can agree with me or whatever. But I really don't care if you disagree with me, and this is just from my perspective and from my observation of a lot of things. See, if you're with somebody, right, and you love them, I feel like it's even more important for you to also like them. Like if you are with your partner and basically you love them and you don't like them, the relationship is probably not gonna last. I'm telling you, that relationship is probably never going to last if you don't like the person that you're with. No, you can love people and not like them. You can like people and not love them. But you see, when love and like come together, when you like them, like you're friends with them, like you don't feel like there's this pressure of being around them, like you don't prefer to be like everywhere else but with them, like you want to talk to them and so on and so forth. And this is what really relationship, I feel like that is the secret, one of the major secrets into to having a really successful relationship or marriage, is actually like liking your partner. And I feel like a lot of people married, like even women, don't like them husband or them partner that they're with, like them legit not like them, and then it shows by their behavior, the way how them speak about them partner and so on and so forth. And I feel like, yo, when you're trying to find somebody like a life partner, or like evaluate and see, do I like this person? Do I want to be around this person? Can I be around this person for the rest of my life? Like, even if you're angry with them, do you still like them? Do you still like who they are at the core of who they are? Do you still want to hang out with them? And so about when if your answer is no, then you probably shouldn't be with that person. I'm telling you, like, yeah, like liking your partner is connected to friendship. So even when things can't happen, like intimacy can't happen or whatever it is that's going on, sickness, whatever it is that come, because you not only love them but you like them, it's like you think about, like, yeah, can comment down below and let me know, like, if you agree. So, first of all, I'm going on like a no buy again, and I feel like I'm gonna commit to it for, I want to say 2 months, 3 months possibly, or I'm really gonna try for the rest of the year, because I have some goals that I really want to like accomplish, knock off the list and thing. And yeah, it would be really nice if I can like accomplish those goals. So I'm going on I think I'm gonna go on a no buy again. I remember one year I did no buy and a no spend for a couple of months, and I actually did an update and stuff on my YouTube channel like many moons ago, when I used to talk about money a lot here on my channel. Like I did that, like I did talk about that here. I really love this blush. Like I feel like people are sleeping so heavily on Sephora. Like Sephora, if you are like in your 30s or like your mid-20s or whatever, and you have not yet started to like work out on them something there, like I learned recently that as early as 30 years old you start losing muscle mass in women. I think even more so when you hit 40. And that was even a more eye-opening thing to me, because like I'm saying that, yo, what? At 30, I'm legit about to turn 35 anytime soon. Like in the next maybe 7 months. Yeah. 6 months. And I think one of the greater things for me is that I really want to continue to lift my weights, exercise, work out, because I see myself being very active when I'm older. Like, I want to be an active person when I'm older, like to be able to move and so on and so forth. And I feel like health in that regard is so important. Should I or should I not like do some lashes? I can't tell the last day I wore lashes. Like, these are some kiss lashes, and should I or should I not contend with this right now? Because yeah, I'm probably gonna try. Let me just try it and call it a day. If I even walk in or whatever it is, like, I think it's so important to get moving. I feel like there are a couple of things in life that one should start doing, like, as early as possibly can. I feel like exercising is one of those things. Trying to develop a relationship with your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and like, just, I think at the core of everything, I think those things are the most important things in life, especially like developing a relationship with your Lord and Savior. Like, we are basically on borrowed time, and I feel like at anytime like your light can out, like that's the end of your life. And how would you have spent it is so important. Like, how do you love people, how you care about people? It's not about like the day that you worship, whether you worship on a Saturday or on a Sunday. At the core of it is, are you a believer in Jesus Christ? Are you a follower of Jesus Christ? At the core of it, that is the most important relationship that you've established. At the end of the day, we are the church, and so it is so important that we live accordingly. A lot of people place a lot of emphasis on the church building itself. Yes, do not neglect going to the church building, connecting and bonding with people, because I feel like God created us to do life with each other. And when I tell you that, yeah, church, going to a physical building is okay, it's perfectly fine, and we should all do it. But at the core of it all, at the end of the day, is a relationship that you have with Him, with God, that really matters more than anything else. So I encourage you that if you have gone through like some church hurt before, and you're like, yo, I want nothing to do with church because I've had church hurt, people hurt me, like a pure hypocrite go to church. And like, if that's one of your stance, just generally, I feel like it's so dated and you need to stop, because the fact that you exist in this world, hypocrites and all of it, hypocrites, the same hypocrites that you speak of, they are in the world, right? And so there's no difference. There's no difference. So if that's the excuse to say, oh, I don't go to church anymore because I appear hypocrites and wicked people, they are church, it exists in the world as well. And so you dwell in the world, and so you making that as an excuse, I'm sure you have to deal with hypocrite people everywhere, every day, just the same. So stop using that as an excuse to say, oh, whatever, I believe that you should find another. Don't just sit down and say, hey, I am done with church, I'm not going to go anymore because of people or whatever. If I had made that decision, then I wouldn't have found my people and the church body that I want to be a part of. People who are that you get to do life with. And I'm sure that we've all been there. Church hurt is a real thing, but like, don't give up on like the relationship with Jesus because like you say, hey, I pay hypocrites and whatever. And we are all, yes, we're believers, we are all imperfect, and we're gonna fail you, and we're gonna fail people. But that's a good thing about having a relationship with Jesus Christ. Being born again is that you get to repent, and you get to be forgiven, and you get to do that you can be a part of. But just don't give up on it and say, hey, I'm never going back to this church. Yes, find another church and go to. Always been a Christian, a follower of Jesus Christ. I was baptized at like 9, I think. So when I was a child, I was baptized, and then recently got baptized again. I don't feel like the Holy Spirit was telling me to do it again for some reason. Can't really explain it to you, can't tell you. Yes, I know that one time is good enough. I understand that totally, but this is just a personal like walk, and I feel like this is what the Lord was telling me to do, and then I obeyed, and so here we are. So I've just been like on a closer, deeper walk with the Lord, and he's just been revealing a lot of stuff to me. And like, you know, I've been diving into the word, and I've not just been doing it on my phone alone. I've been just doing it generally overall, like reading my Bible, trying to spend time in the word. So let's see about liner on lips. We're gonna do my usual brown liner. I still have not decided what I want to wear. I think I want to wear a dress, and then I want to also wear shorts.